Hello, my name is Sebastian Stallone, and today I will be doing a presentation on flooding in New Zealand. To start off, New Zealand has had a history of very frequent floods, and they are New Zealand's most common natural disaster. They are also the most costly natural disaster, only followed by earthquakes. Around two-thirds of the population of New Zealand lives in areas prone to flooding, and New Zealand has a total population of 5.3 million people. So that would be around 3.5 million people that live in flood-prone areas. Two of the most severe floods that have occurred in New Zealand's history would be the Central Otago flood of 1863 and the Clutha flood of 1878. Um, these floods are being caused by extremely heavy amounts of rainfall, and that is only expected to become more frequent due to climate change, as the air can hold more moisture. And New Zealand has a temperate climate zone, so this just means that it's a region with distinct seasons, moderate temperatures, and moderate precipitation yearly. Climate change. So climate change is one of the largest, if not the largest reason that heavy rainfall and flooding are frequent and are expected just to increase in frequency. This is because the warmer oceans and higher sea surface temperatures tend to increase the amount of water that evaporates and gets transported into the atmosphere, and that just increases the possible rainfall that can happen. Climate change also increases the impact of El Nino and La Nina events. El Nino and La Nina are climate patterns that cause global weather changes, and El Nino causes warmer than average sea surface temperatures, and La Nina causes cooler than average sea surface temperatures. So it's been shown that there's a direct relationship between increasing greenhouse gas emissions and strong El Nino and La Nina events. Some other causes. Excessive rainfall causes the rivers and other bodies of water to overflow, causing flooding. That would obviously be the main cause of these floods. Snow runoff is another main cause. So there is a lot of mountains in New Zealand, and when the snow melts off of them, it'll run off the mountains into rivers and lakes and other bodies of water, and that just causes the water levels to rise, which can contribute to the flooding. Alluvial deposits are sediments deposited by flowing streams such as silt, and that's another cause of flooding. This can also be referred to as siltation, and siltation occurs when there's erosion or the land is being disturbed, which causes silt to shift into a body of water. And when that happens, the silt can build up and block off areas in these streams, rivers. It holds back the water and it causes it to overflow. And some causes of this can just be natural causes or even man-made causes, such as agricultural runoff or even infrastructure. This is a map I made on ArcGIS. All the white highlighted areas on this map are areas that have been impacted by floods in New Zealand. And they are also areas that are expected to have floods again. So it's kind of crazy to think about. Some of the damages. So the Central Otago floods killed around 25 people, and those 25 people were minors. I will get back to that in a little bit. And the Clutha floods killed around 3. So while the exact count is unknown, the Central Otago floods killed a lot of wildlife, and the Clutha floods was even more devastating, killing thousands of wild animals and livestock. So farmers lost a lot of money. The Central Otago floods of 1863 did an estimated $16.6 million in modern US dollars. So this isn't back then, this would be how much it would cost today. And the exact number for Clutha floods is still unknown, but it's estimated to have done similar damages. So the 25 people that died in the Central Otago floods, the picture I put to the left is actually a picture of a mining encampment. And that is what happened to the encampment after the floods. So 25 people died at that encampment. Some prevention efforts for these floods. There have been thousands of kilometers of stop banks implemented, and they're all along riverbeds throughout New Zealand. What these do and what they are, they're heightened embankments along bodies of water, and they're made to contain the floodwaters and protect infrastructure and even the people. There's also been more efforts to clear out rivers and keep them clear so they don't build up silt and begin to overflow. There's also been more general maintenance efforts, such as keeping streams and stormwater drains clear. And like housing wise and building wise, riverside areas have been reserved for like parks, sports field, and parking areas. So that makes it so the floodwaters can pull up in areas where there's less risk of damage and less risk of harming people. These are my works cited, and thank you very much.